So in this video I'm going to show you how to create the Google Forms to create one question paper. The prior work is I have created one example question paper. There are 6 questions here, general knowledge questions. The first 2 are multiple choice. The second question, you can observe there is a picture. So the question is dealing with some picture related things. So identify the person in the picture, and there are few options. So the first 2 are multiple choice. The first question answer is A, and the second question answer is B. So you can observe these things. Right, next coming to the third one, match the following. I took this example planet and number of moons. The first column is number of the different planets, and the second column is the number of moons. So this is the solution for this question. So remember this, and the last 2 are just fill in the blanks. So there will be no answers here, only the blanks will be there. Now using this I will create the Google form. So before going to start this, we need to search Google Forms. It's there. So probably the first link will be the Google Forms. So see here, free online service. So you need to click this and go with this option. Go to Google Forms, and the first time you might be seeing this kind of page. If the browser is already signed in with any of the user accounts. For example, if you see here, the account which is signed in the browser is a Gmail. You can observe the domain at gmail.com. So but we need to prepare the question paper with our CVR mail ID. So you need to change the account type here. Suppose if the browser is not signed in with any accounts, directly when you search the Google Forms page in the Google search engine internet, and if you click the link, directly it will ask for sign in. But here most of our computers will be already the personal computers, right? So already logged in with our Gmail IDs or whatever your personal IDs. So directly you will see this. At every step while preparing the question paper, you need to check the account. So your account should be the CVR account, right? So click here, add another account. So of course this is the request pushed by the Google, but you can enter our college domain ID. So I am entering, so it's pvinodkumar@cvr.ac.in. Next, it will be redirected to the Microsoft Online website for verification. So see here, it is login.microsoftonline.com. So here you need to re-enter your mail ID, CVR mail ID. Yeah. Next, now you need to enter your password. So you can stay signed in, no problem. Yeah, no. So we got another Google form. So there are so many forms which I used earlier. So there are so many blank quiz available here. Right, now see the account. Earlier it was Gmail, but now it is under the CVR domain. So this should be very important. You can see there are 2 tabs. This is a tab 2 Google Form, and this is tab 1 Google Form. If you go for tab 1 Google Form, this is with Gmail, so we don't need this one. So I'm closing this tab 1. So now this is under the CVR domain, so I can start my work here. So unnecessary Google Forms I can remove from here. Now let us start with the fresh one. So blank. Yeah, so this is the blank form where you can create the questions. So before going to start this thing, so let us have some settings. So I'll go with the settings. In this is compulsory collect email addresses, so that the first column in your response will be the student roll number, email ID, and limit to 1 response, so the student can submit only one time. Of course, if that is the class teacher's decision, he can alter the settings later also. Edit after submit, I am not allowing this one, and see summary chart also I am not allowing. Next, coming to the presentation section, shuffle question order. So I am going to shuffle the questions, and coming to the quizzes section, So make it enable. See here, immediately after each submission release grade, so this should be disabled. If it is enabled, immediately the students will get the result, at least that multiple choice and match the following. For the two cases they will get the result, so it should be later after manual review. This is okay, so no need to do with these things. This is okay. Missed questions, correct answers, okay, right? So I'm saving this. Now you can see here, every time you will get the response, all changes saved in a drive. There will be no save option here, automatically it will be saved. Right, now coming to here, the title, it is like this, so you can click this text, let this be GK test, I'm putting MCQ, multiple choice questions. So now there are a few options available here. You can add a question, you can import questions, so titles, image, you can add video link, or you can add a section, something like this. So let us start with the questions. Later on you can see all these things. So for the first thing, you can click this untitled question. So you can type your question, what is the name of the animal, something like this. So but our question paper is ready, right? So I'm copying this question. Right. So what is the minimum age to be appointed as Chief Minister of a state? So this the answer should be multiple choice question. So by default this is multiple choice. You can choose whether you need a short answer or paragraph, or even match the following, like multiple choice grid, whatever. So let it be multiple choice. And what are the answers? 25, 30, 35 and 18. So 25, 30, 35, 18. So first option, you can click here, 25, you can copy paste. Next, for the next answer I'm going to click this highlighted thing. So 30 years, 35 and 18, 35, 18, right. So with this, the first question is finished. Now we need to give the points for this. So automatically the Google form can evaluate this multiple choice and match the following questions. Fill in the blanks individually, we need to evaluate after completion of the exam. But coming to MCQs and match the following, it will be done automatically. Right. So we need to give the answer here. So what is the answer? Actually it is A, 25 years. So select this answer key and choose the correct answer, 25, and give 1 point. So if any student opted 25 years, like the correct answer, automatically he will be awarded 0.1, right? So it's be done. So the first question is finished. Don't give the question numbers. Why? Because we have opted for the shuffle question numbers, right? So it will be shuffled, so no need to give the question numbers here, right? For the next question, you can click this plus button. Now the first question is finished. Now it is second one. So what is this? Identify the person in the picture. So identify, yeah. Now we need a picture, right? So there is an option like here you are getting some image option, right? So click this, and I have already downloaded the picture from the internet. So I saved this picture somewhere on the desktop in the new folder. So browse, so it is in desktop, new folder. This is the picture, you can see, sorry, yeah. So this is the picture. Select and open. Yeah, now we got the picture. So I can resize this. So select the picture and drag this corner, and even you can go to this option, you can align this center line, right? Now what are the answers? Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, Hitler and Obama. So it's Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, yeah. So we got the four options. The correct answer is Jim Carrey. So go to answer key, next click this, give the award, and done. So this question is also given with the answer, so you can see the answers here. So when this particular section is selected, you can see the answer. Even here also, if you select this particular sheet tab, if you click this, you can see the answer right now. So this thing is finished. Fine. Now this section is done. Now I'm going to do the next section, which is match the following. So what I will do is, so the first section is GK test MCQ, where there are two questions, and before going to the next question, you should be at the end of the sheet, like you should select the last question. Out of these two questions, this is the last question for this section, right? So here you need to click this add section. So after the two questions, we got a new section. Suppose if you are not selecting the last question, the new section may appear in between these two questions. So that's the thing. After that, you can delete. Otherwise, if you don't need the section, or if you want to edit, so you can delete the section, right? Fine. So what is this? This is match the following. So match the following. Now new question. So what is the question? Match the planets with the number of moons, right? So I'll write the question. Number of moons. So it should be multiple choice. No, sorry, it should be match the following. So select this multiple choice grid. Now we got this, so rows and column. So what is our data here? Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So I'll keep this side. Yeah. Yeah. So first row, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Coming to the columns, it's 79, 27, 02, 14, 82, right? So match the following is also finished. Now we need to give the answers. So go to answers key. So this will be the student perspective. So rows will be the planets, and the columns will be the number of moons. Now we need to see the answer. So Mars is having 2 moons. So Mars 2, and Jupiter 79, Saturn 82, and Uranus 27, and Neptune is 14. So you need to award the marks. Suppose if you want to give 2 marks for each question, you can go for 2, but as per our instructions, we are giving only 1 mark for each question. So done. So this is also finished. And remember, do not enable this. Sorry, no, not here. For the previous questions, required is there, no? So this should be disabled. Why? Because if the student don't know the answer, he may skip the question. Suppose if this is enabled, if he skip that question, he cannot submit his paper. So that's why all the questions are not compulsory. So it should be disabled. And coming to the match the following, this is different. Require a response in each row. So this is a similar case, but this is for match the following. So every thing, every option, every solution should be marked here. Suppose if you don't want to give this kind of condition to the students, you can disable this. Like out of all the 5 questions, the student can go with only 2 or 3 answers. So that in that case also it can be evaluated. So that depends on the teacher's decision. So you can enable it or disable it. So but for me I will disable this one. So that is students is right. So we got the second section completed. Coming to the third section. Yeah, third section. So I'm adding the section. This is fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. Okay. Now, new question. What is the question? Dash determines the salary and allowances of the chief minister. So you can copy this, add here, and this should not be multiple choice. So I'm going with short answer type. So now a blank will be pop up here. So the student can write the answer by typing using his keyboard. Here no need to give the answer key. Why? Because suppose if this is numerical number, or maybe if the answer is for example xyz, if the answer is xyz, the student may write to use he can use spaces in between x, y and z. He can use he may use capital X, small y, z. So there are multiple possible combinations, right? So we cannot give the answer key here. So this can be evaluated once the exam is finished. So this is the fifth question. Next, coming to the sixth one. Yeah, so this should be short answer, and this should be disabled, not compulsory. So with this our question paper is finished. So at between every section there will be an option called after section 1 continue to next section. This is by default this is okay, no need to disturb these settings. This should be continue to next section only. Now let us see if we want to see how what will be the final result, how the paper looks like. So you can go with this preview option. So if you click this, the same page will be opened in a new tab. So this is students perspective. So here GK test MCQ, so you can put answers here. The student can mark the answer, and after completing this section he can go to the next section, and here he can put the answers, maybe something like this. So he can go to the next section, or he can come back to the previous session, so whatever. So the answer, he cannot write the answer in the blank, he has to write here something like this. After that you can submit. So you can close this tab. Why? Because our question paper is already open in the previous tab. So with this how the paper is done, the process is finished. Now you can see here the responses is highlighted. There is one response. Why? Because just now I completed the test, so the results are popped up here. If you see, some points are awarded like 1/7, 1/7, something like this. Multiple choice and match the following are readily evaluated, but see for this question I got all zeros. Why? Because I did not put the correct answers here, so I got all the zeros. If you want to evaluate the match the following, sorry, fill in the blank questions, you need to go to the questions tab, and you can choose the question here. Dash determines the salary something. So this is the question. The answer given by the student is GHK something like that. So you can simply put 0 here and save. So fill in the blank should be evaluated like this, and you can go to the next question, and this is also wrong. Suppose if this is the right answer, you can put 1 and save. So something like this. So the marks will be updated. The awards will be updated. Now it is 2/7. The awards are updated, right? Even you can evaluate the individual things. So here the answer submitted by the response is submitted by Vinod Kumar, because I have attempted the paper. Here you can see all the list of students who attempted the exam. So you can choose the roll number. So individually you can evaluate the paper also. So this is how the evaluation process will be going on. Now the important thing is, after completion of this paper, no need to sit with this responses now. So this is question section, right? So after completion of this paper, very important thing is, go to this option and add collaborators. You can add the teachers who can have the access with this Google form. So you can add a few more teachers, like I'll add G dot Janardhan. So this is one of our colleagues' mail ID, and one more I will add. So if this notify people is enabled, when I click send, immediately they will get an email, and in that email they will get that invitation link for this question paper. So I'm not sending the invitation right now. So this is very important. So just prepare the question paper, add the collaborators, that's it. So the collaborators should be the coordinators of that particular exam. If you add the collaborators, immediately they will get the rights over this question paper, and they will add this question paper in the corresponding Google Classroom. I think Google Classroom, the procedure, all those things are not necessary for the teacher who is preparing the question paper, right? Okay, right. Thank you.